Hey guys, so I have here my hair clipper, and today I want to show you how to take care of the blade. So how to disassemble it, how to clean it, and how to put it back together correctly. Okay, so we start out by removing these two Phillips screws here. And those screws hold down the bottom blade. You see here, this is really easy to remove once you remove the screws. And the bottom blade is really dirty here. Look how much hair is stuck in between there, so I'm going to clean that up. And at this point we can also remove here the top blade. See, that is the smaller one, and this is actually the one that is moving and vibrating when you're using the clippers. And now you can see here a little bit inside of the machine, you see all this dirt and hair sticking in there, so we're going to clean this up as best as we can. See, my clippers came with this tiny brush here, and this is really perfect to get into the little crevices and to get all the hair that's stuck inside of it out. And then I also move here the lever for the taper adjustment, and so because there behind there is also more hair that I can clean up. And then of course I also clean the two blades here, the top blade and the bottom blade. I'm using here a piece of paper towel, and then also the brush comes in really handy again to get into those little crevices here to get all of the dirt out. Okay, so now it is time to reassemble the clippers, and we start out with the top blade, and you want to make sure you install this in the right orientation. See here how this is kind of tapering down. That side has to be on the top, and then the sharp edge here on the bottom, that is facing away from the machine itself. See, this is how you're supposed to install this. Don't accidentally put it in the other way. And then also take a look at the right seating of the blade. See here where I'm pointing at. This is supposed to be, there's supposed to be no gap here, so make sure that this is sitting right. Okay, so next we have here the bottom blade, and the one side has these little lines. That side is facing away from the machine, and then here the one with the groove, this white groove there, that's the one that's facing the machine. So you install it just like this here. And now when you take a look at the screws that we used to tighten down the blades, then you see here the hole in the bottom blade is a lot bigger than the actual screw size. And the reason for that is that this is how you fine adjust the correct position of the bottom blade relatively to the top blade. So we're going to take care of this in a second. First I'm just going to screw in the two screws. I'm not going to really super tighten them yet, so I'm just tightening them a little bit, and I want to make sure that I can still move the blade around. So I want to still be able to move the bottom blade so that we can adjust this properly. So now, in case your clipper has one of these levers here to adjust the taper, then you want to move this lever all the way up so that the blade is here the shortest. See how this just moved down? So here you want this gap between the two blades to be the shortest possible. So we want to make sure that we first do that. So next I'm going to take a look at the horizontal alignment, and to do that I'm going to take a look here at the leftmost tooth of the upper blade, and you want to align this leftmost tooth to at least the leftmost tooth of the lower blade, or even to this bigger area that's even further left. So you don't want the leftmost tooth of the upper blade to be further to the right than the first tooth of the lower blade. So I'm just going to move here the lower blade around a little bit until I have this adjusted right. Now I'm making the vertical adjustment, and this means here the overlap of the lower blade compared to the upper blade. And this is really important because you want to make sure that when you use the clippers that they are not dangerous. So in case you do this wrong, then this can actually cut into your skin when you're using it. So please make sure you do this right. The best way to check for the correct distance here is by looking at the clippers from about this angle. Now you can see here really easy that you have the right distance, which should be between 1/32 and 1/16 of an inch, or that's between 0.8 and 1.6 millimeters. And you want to also make sure that it is even all the way. So if you look at it from the side like this, I think this is really easy to check. And now that we have everything aligned, it is time to really tighten down those 2 screws. And I'm kind of holding the blades in place by putting my thumb here where I have it. And then I really use a lot of force to tighten down the 2 screws so that the blades are not going to move. Because this would be really bad. So you want to make really sure that you tighten this down firmly. And now the last step is here to use some clipper oil. So this is really important to use this stuff, because you want to make sure that the blade doesn't get dull and also that it lasts a very long time. And you guarantee that by using here clipper oil, putting that on basically every time that you use your clippers. And you only need a couple of drops, so 2 or 3 drops are enough. And the way that you apply it is by just turning on your clippers, let it run, and then add here a couple of drops from the top, and then it's going to distribute the oil by itself. You don't have to do anything else. Maybe you wipe it off once you're done, and now you're all set and the clippers are ready to be used again. Yeah, okay, so this is it here. Hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, then please write a message below, and don't forget to check out my other videos.